What's up, rock stars? Boom! Hey, hey, hey! So today's saint of the day for June 26th is Saint Anthelm. It's actually Saint Anthelm of Belly, but we're going to go with Saint Anthelm. It's quick and easy. So, Anthelm. So, what do you do when a man kidnaps one priest and kills another that's trying to free him? Then the authorities let him walk. If you're today's saint, you excommunicate him. And then you resign in protest when Rome overrules you. And then, on your deathbed, you forgive him. This is what Saint Anthelm did. His feast day is today, June 26th. Anthelm was born in 1107 in a noble family in Savoy, in what is now southeastern France. He was ordained a priest and in his early 30s visited the Carthusian Charterhouse of Portes. What he encountered there changed his life so completely that he entered the order on the spot. The Carthusians are one of the most demanding religious orders in the church. Monks who live in near total solitude, combining the silence of hermit life with the structures of communal prayer. They don't just slow down for God, they stop everything. Just 2 years after entering, Anthelm was appointed prior of La Grande Chartreuse, a mother house of the entire Carthusian order, which had been damaged and was in disarray. He was just 32 years old. Anthelm rebuilt La Grande Chartreuse, Chartreuse, literally, he constructed a defensive wall and an aqueduct, making the monastery a true and worthy mother house. But he also rebuilt it institutionally. As a minister general of the order, he brought the scattered Carthusian Charterhouse into a unified congregation, standardized their rules, and notably, for the 12th century, opened the order to women, establishing a charter house where they could enter the same rigorous contemplative lifestyle. After some years back, as a hermit, returning to the simple, silent life that was his first love, Anthelm came back to the La Grande Chartreuse in 1152 to defend Pope Alexander III against the anti-pope Victor Victor IV. He was not a man who stayed quiet when the church needed defending. In 1163, Pope Alexander III appointed Anthelm Bishop of Belly. He didn't want the post. Carthusians rarely do, but he accepted it out of obedience, and he threw himself into it with the same intensity that he took to everything. He reformed the clergy. He regulated diocesan affairs, and when a local nobleman, Count Humbert of Marianne, took a priest captive and then murdered another priest who came to free him, Anthelm excommunicated him. No apologies, no negotiation. The count had violated a sacred person of a priest twice, and justice demanded a response. Humbert appealed to Rome and won a reversal. Anthelm's response: he resigned his bishopship and left Belly in protest. He would not preside over a diocese where a murderer of priests could walk freely by political maneuvering. Pope Alexander, who valued Anthelm deeply, had actually planned to send him to England to mediate the explosive dispute between King Henry II and St. Thomas Becket. Anthelm's health prevented the journey. Becket would be murdered in the cathedral 2 years later. On his deathbed, the man who had excommunicated Count Humbert received him and forgave him. Saint Anthelm is depicted in liturgical art with a lamp lit by divine hand. A quiet image for a man whose life was anything but quiet. He was a monk who became an abbot, a hermit who became a reformer, a contemplative who became a bishop, and a bishop who resigned rather than compromise. His life holds two things in tension that we sometimes think can't coexist: deep interior silence and a fierce exterior courage. Anthelm had both. The silence fed the courage. The silence fed the courage, and the courage protected the silence. And at the end, when the man who had cost him his diocese came to his deathbed, Anthelm received him in peace. That's what years of prayer actually produces. Not a softening of principles, but a deepening of mercy. The Carthusians began celebrating the feast of St. Anthelm in 1607, over 4 centuries after his death, and relics still enshrined in Belley, the diocese he served and left and loved. If you're wrestling with when to hold firm and when to extend mercy, if you're trying to stay rooted in prayer while the world demands your attention, St. Anthelm is a powerful companion. St. Anthelm of Belley, pray for us. Share this with someone that you think might need to hear it. Hopefully you got something from it. And hopefully you're having a great week and everything is ramping up great for a great weekend. And may God continue to bless you and your family abundantly. And hey, share that smile with the world because it just might make somebody's day.